Imagine a lion born in a zoo. It's fed on time, protected from threats, and never has to hunt. But deep inside, it still dreams of the wild, of chasing, failing, learning. Most people today, they're just like that lion. Safe fed, scrolling, and stuck. Marcus Aurelius once said, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." And the truth is, most people never truly live because they become addicted to one thing: comfort. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stick around till the end to help support this journey. We're building something powerful here together. Number 1, the silent enemy. We live in the most convenient era in history. Food gets delivered in 15 minutes. Entertainment is on demand. And most of us could go a full day without leaving our chairs, except maybe to charge the phone we've been doom scrolling on. But here's the catch. Comfort isn't free. It comes with a hidden tax: our ambition, our discipline, and our potential. The Stoics believed in voluntary discomfort. Seneca would sleep on the floor or wear rough clothes just to remind himself. Comfort makes you soft. Discomfort makes you sharp. When we're always seeking ease, we slowly lose our edge. And then one day we wake up, numb, uninspired, wondering why life feels dull. Comfort feels good in the short term, just like eating an entire pizza by yourself at 1 a.m. But the next morning, regret, sluggishness, and the realization that nothing meaningful came from it. The same goes for always choosing the path of least resistance. If you want growth, discomfort is your rent. Want a better body? Hit the gym. Want peace of mind? Sit with your own thoughts. Want success? Sacrifice short-term pleasure. The trap is real, but so is the key, and it's in your habits. Number 2, the modern world wants you comfortable. Let's face it, the world profits when you stay comfortable. Why? Because comfortable people are predictable consumers. Tired? Grab an energy drink. Bored? Open an app. Lonely? Swipe right. Your discomfort becomes a business model. Stoicism teaches self-mastery, but modern systems thrive on dependency. If you can't go a day without Wi-Fi or your favorite snack, guess what? You're not in control. You're a puppet, and the strings are labeled convenience. You might think, well, what's the harm? The harm is subtle. You start settling for less. You tolerate toxic people because confronting them is uncomfortable. You stay in jobs you hate because job hunting is scary. You stop dreaming big because failing might sting. But Stoicism doesn't teach avoidance. It teaches resilience. So the next time the world offers you another shortcut, ask yourself, does this serve me or sedate me? The difference between a life of regret and a life of purpose often comes down to what you're willing to feel uncomfortable for. Number 3, the false promise of ease equals happiness. We've been sold a lie, that happiness comes from making life easier. But when has easy ever made you proud? Was it easy waking up at 5 a.m. to go run in the cold? No. But did it make you feel alive? Absolutely. Stoics knew that virtue, not pleasure, was the path to a good life. That means living with courage, discipline, and wisdom. Not chocolate, Netflix, and zero effort. If pleasure was all that mattered, every rich celebrity would be radiating joy. Yet many of them are miserable. Why? Because they've mistaken stimulation for satisfaction. There's a reason hard things feel so rewarding. Because doing them proves something, that you're capable, resilient, and alive. Think about the last time you did something difficult and succeeded. That feeling? You can't buy it. It only comes from earning it. So if you're chasing ease, pause. Because what you really want isn't comfort, it's confidence. And confidence is built by walking through fire, not lounging in a beanbag. Number 4, how to escape the trap. Look, I'm not saying you should start living in a cave and eating raw oats. You don't need to reject every comfort, but you do need to confront them. Comfort should be a reward, not a lifestyle. Start small. Take cold showers. Wake up earlier than you have to. Fast once in a while. Walk instead of Ubering. These aren't punishments. They're reminders that you're stronger than your instincts, that you run your life, not your cravings. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Every time you choose discomfort, you're not just training your body, you're training your mind. You're telling it, "I'm in charge." Not my mood, not my phone, not my fears. Build systems, not just willpower. If you wait to feel motivated, you'll die waiting. Set challenges. Make discomfort a daily practice. Soon, your brain will associate difficulty with growth, not danger. And here's a bonus. When comfort finally comes, it'll feel 10 times better. Why? Because you earned it. Number 5, choose the wild. At some point, you have to ask yourself, do I want a life that looks easy or one that feels meaningful? Because they're rarely the same thing. The Stoics weren't comfortable men, they were disciplined men. They didn't seek safety, they sought strength. The lion doesn't belong in a cage, even if it's golden. You don't either. You were made for struggle, growth, and purpose. And yeah, sometimes it means doing things that suck. But you do them anyway, because you're not soft. Not anymore. There's no honor in escaping pain. There's honor in facing it. In building yourself, brick by brick, even when no one's watching. Especially then, because that's when it counts. So step out of the trap. Do the thing that scares you. Trade comfort for courage. Trade ease for effort. And when you look back years from now, you'll realize that was the moment your real life began. Number 6, when comfort becomes your identity. Most people don't just enjoy comfort, they begin to identify with it. I'm not a morning person. I just like to relax. I need my coffee to function. These aren't facts. They're stories we tell ourselves to justify staying soft. Comfort becomes part of who we think we are. But Stoicism challenges those narratives. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, you have power over your mind, not outside events. That means your identity is a choice, not a destiny. If you constantly avoid discomfort, you're reinforcing an identity built on fragility, not strength. Breaking this cycle starts with challenging those little lies. Instead of saying, I can't, ask, what if I did? What if you were the kind of person who didn't hit snooze? Who worked out even when tired? Who chose growth over easy gratification? Your identity isn't built in comfort. It's revealed in discomfort. So the next time you catch yourself hiding behind a label, flip it. Be the kind of person who doesn't just survive challenge, but seeks it because that's who you really are underneath the excuses. Number 7, the comfort zone is a coffin with Wi-Fi. Let's get honest. The comfort zone sounds cozy, but it's a slow death in disguise. You're alive, technically, but you're not living. It's like being buried alive in soft blankets and YouTube recommendations. The Stoics called this kind of passive living a waste of one's potential. Seneca once warned, while we waste our time hesitating and postponing, life is slipping away. You might think you're playing it safe by staying in your comfort zone, but what you're really doing is postponing your life. That's not safety, that's sedation. Think of all the things you say you'll do one day. Write that book, build that body, start that business. Now ask yourself, is it fear holding you back, or just comfort? Because nothing grows in a place designed to keep you the same. If you stay in your comfort zone, don't expect progress. Expect boredom, regret, and a slow erosion of who you were meant to be. So pull the plug on the warm bath of mediocrity. Get out. It's time to feel the cold air again. It means you're alive. Number 8, why discomfort is the gateway to meaning. Let's flip the script. What if discomfort isn't the enemy, but the signal that you're on the right path? Every meaningful moment in life is born out of discomfort. Your first workout, your first heartbreak, your first public speech. Discomfort is the price tag on everything worth having. Epictetus taught, difficulties are things that show a person what they are. Translation, the tough moments aren't just obstacles, they're mirrors. They show you what you're made of. Without them, you stay soft, untested, and unaware of your own strength. Modern society treats discomfort like a glitch to be fixed. but the Stoics saw it as a feature to be embraced. They understood that a comfortable life isn't a meaningful one. Meaning is forged in friction, in the tension between who you are and who you could be. So the next time something feels uncomfortable, good. That means it matters. That means you're growing. Lean into it. Let it stretch you. Because discomfort isn't something to run from. It's something to run toward. Number 9, how comfort destroys discipline. Discipline doesn't die overnight. It dies in tiny moments, hitting snooze instead of waking up, scrolling instead of reading, ordering takeout instead of cooking. The comfort trap works like erosion, slow, silent, and devastating. The Stoics were ruthless about discipline. Why? Because they knew self-control was freedom. As Seneca said, no man is free who is a slave to his body. If every impulse pulls you like a puppet on a string, you're not living, you're reacting. Discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about choosing what's right over what's easy. And ironically, the more you avoid discomfort, the harder life gets. Your body gets weaker. Your mind gets cloudier. Your goals drift further away. Want to rebuild discipline? Start with the next decision. The small one. Stand instead of sit. Read instead of scroll. Show up instead of making excuses. Each small act of discipline chips away at the addiction to comfort. And before long, you become someone others look up to and you respect in the mirror. Number 10, becoming comfortable being uncomfortable. Here's a wild idea. What if your superpower was being uncomfortable on purpose? That's what the Stoics trained for. Not to eliminate pain, but to become indifferent to it. To feel the cold and not complain. To face rejection and not break. To act with courage, even when afraid. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining." Harsh? Maybe. True? Absolutely. Every time you lean into discomfort, you become less breakable. You train your mind to say, this is hard, but it's not fatal. When discomfort becomes your ally, life opens up. You stop waiting for motivation. You stop fearing embarrassment. You stop avoiding life. And people around you will wonder, how does he stay so calm under pressure? Answer, you've made friends with the fire. So go ahead, sit in silence. Embrace rejection. Take the stairs. Ask the hard question. Be the person who's willing to do what others avoid. Because in a world addicted to comfort, resilience is rebellion.